Whenever something like this happens, you'd be kind of crazy not to sit there and say, should I have done something different? Should I have avoided this topic? Should I have pursued that topic harder? Should I, whatever. And I sort of thought about that this afternoon for a while, chatted about it with some friends. And frankly, I regret nothing. I regret nothing. When you are in possession of knowledge that can help save the world, you are then given a very profound responsibility. And that profound responsibility is that if you withhold that information, you are a causal factor in the destruction of your society. Now, we may curse that information. We may wish that we had never received it. We may wish that we could get that little Men in Black pen to erase it from us, but we can't. So when you are in possession of information that is essential to help people to understand the world and to stop hating each other, you understand? So the IQ information, racial disparities in IQ and all of that, that's really, really important information because it lowers the tensions between the races. It helps us stop hating each other. It helps fight anti-Semitism. It helps fight anti-Black. It helps fight anti-white. It helps fight anti-East Asian. If you thought that the only reason the NBA didn't have more East Asians is because they just hated East Asians, you'd be creating all of these tensions and hatreds and hostilities and fights. And so if you're in possession of knowledge that cools the flaming hearts of anger between human beings, between human groups, and you don't share that information, then it's not a burden that I could live with. It's not a burden that my conscience would let me accept. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it too. It's sort of like if you know how to do the Heimlich maneuver and someone you care about is choking on a piece of fish, do you just sit there and say, well, I really want to finish my cheesecake, so I'm just going to let that person choke out, right? No, you know the Heimlich maneuver. And so you go over. I actually did a show with the daughter of the guy who came up with the Heimlich maneuver. But if you have that knowledge, you have to use it. I mean, you kind of have to, right? I mean, and I have to look at this camera, right? I have to look at this camera. I have to look at you guys. I have to look at you guys. And what I have to do is I have to say, truth is a value. I value the truth. And I'm going to be honest. Being in possession of the kind of knowledge that I have. And look, I validated the knowledge, the IQ stuff. I mean, I talked to 17 world experts, dug through the data. Like, I made sure it was okay, right? So I can't look at the camera here. I can't look at you guys and say, oh, you got to support me because I'm honest and I tell the truth and I'm bringing the power of philosophy to the world, and then just step over or step around or step sideways from a central core issue that helps people to understand the world and helps reduce hatred, tension, and hostility between the races. I mean, I'm not saying it's an easy conversation. I get that. But it's one thing to lose your YouTube channel. It's another thing to lose your self-respect. It's another thing to lose your soul. It's another thing to lose your integrity. And I would rather lose a YouTube channel than lose my self-respect. Because the self-respect is the foundation of this show. It's the foundation of my marriage. It's the foundation of my relationship with my daughter. And I have to live with those people. And I have to live with myself. Vastly beyond and outside the presence or absence of a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel or a PayPal account or any of those things. The self-respect is the key. And I would rather live under a bridge with self-respect than live in a mansion with self-loathing. Money cannot buy you self-regard. In fact, if you take money to lie, the money poisons you. So I would much rather, infinitely, it's not even a close call, I would much rather tell the truth and lose a channel than lie, tell you I'm a philosopher, and lose my soul. Because that's the fundamental bargain that the world brings to you, right? It's a fundamental bargain the world brings to you. Give me your soul, and I'll give you stuff. I'll give you prestige, money, fame, glory, prominence, approval. I will give you all of these things, and all you have to do in return is not talk about this. I don't believe that we can fundamentally lie to ourselves. We have to lie to ourselves doubly. We have to lie to ourselves about lying to ourselves. Because if you say, oh, here's this big elephant in the room, what is it, IQ or whatever it is, this big elephant in the room, absolutely essential that people know about it, but I'm not going to talk about it. And instead, I'm going to take money and praise and fame. Hey, maybe $100 million from Spotify. I'm going to take stuff to lie to the world, to stare into a camera and to lie to the world, and to misrepresent the most essential information that is necessary to help save civilization. I love the world. I love people. I love you guys. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you for the sake of hanging on to a channel or getting a little more money or a lot more money. I've been offered money over the years. Trust me, I've been offered money over the years. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going. Maybe it's my Christian upbringing where you tell the truth though the sky falls. You tell the truth and shame the devil. And when I was a child, I couldn't tell the truth because I grew up in a violent household and I was beaten in boarding school. I couldn't tell the truth. And when you become a man, you become an adult, you must put your childish things away. I'm not going to go from being forced to lie by my mother to being forced to lie to hold on to a channel. No! Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And if that means I end up with nothing, I still have retained the most important thing, which is pride, self-respect, the love of friends and family. And holding on to these material things. Holding on to these material things is what causes society to crumble away, civilization to crumble away, the rule of law to crumble away, innocent until proven guilty, due process, all to crumble away. We want the approval of people. We don't want to get people mad at us. We don't want to get boycotted. We don't want to lose our channels. We don't like... What can I tell you? Don't sell yourself. That is my case to you. I've known enough people who sold out to know what a bitter price they paid, and by the time they realized the cost of selling out, it was too late to turn back. Once you've taken the money, once you've spent the money, once you've made your compromises, you can't go back. And that's really terrible and terrifying. That you can erode your identity and your integrity for little. And then by the time you wake up to how much you've lost, it's too late. That's always been it's a terrifying thought to me. Because although I am lied about, although I am slandered, although I am libeled, although I am misrepresented, although I am deplatformed, although I am banned, I'm the one who has to look into the mirror and like what I see and respect what I see. And respect is not something you can just will like toothpaste out of a tube. Respect is something you have to earn by God. You must earn it. And respect means doing what is difficult despite disapproval. Sometimes knowing that that disapproval is going to come. I think when I started talking about IQ, I didn't know what a problem it was going to be. Do you think when I pointed out that I was safe in Poland, that I didn't know that people were going to say, oh my God, he's a white supremacist? No, this is just a fact. I was safe in Poland. I didn't need security in Poland. I was safe in Hong Kong. Well, other than the shock troops of the half-communist government. You gotta live with yourself. And you gotta not lie to yourself, and you gotta not lie to the world. And the devil, so to speak, he does walk among us, and he will tempt you. Because the devil loves it when other people get corrupted. The devil loves it when other people betray themselves. That gives him his dopamine kick of electric arc horny happiness. The destruction of pure souls is the business of the world. But you have to follow the trail of gold into that machinery. And then by the time you're chewed up and spit out, there's no going back. You can't turn the mincemeat back into a cow, so to speak. That's my particular thought. Somebody says, hey, sorry, you got banned. Molyneux, maybe if you apologize, they'll let you back in. I have no problem apologizing when I'm in the wrong. I really don't. Because again, you know the cost of not apologizing is very costly when you've done it. Because you know, I mean, we've all got a moral sense, right? You know. You know when you've done wrong, right? You know. And the idea that I would apologize for speaking out of love of humanity, the truth and facts of scientific reality, no. No. Again, I would rather live under a bridge than do all of that.